about
So
that.
on my ID, I drew a mole.
Oh.
And then one guy at Bullies was like, this is not you. I go, I lost a little bit of weight, but where can I find an ID with a mole identical to where mine is in my face? He goes, you're right. And then
You're
gives
like,
it back to me.
Uno reverse.
Hello, friends. Welcome to Madi Tells All. I have such a special friend, bestie, one of my college best friends, Lauren Sifra. She's a new last name now, but we don't go by that.
Hi, Mads. I'm so excited to be here, and I love you. And
Literally.
thank you for that introduction.
You're welcome. I just it's crazy the memories that we had when you sent me that picture the other day of happy birthday, no filter Madi 93. Was that it?
It was no filter Madi 93. It was 13 years ago.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And if I'm
sophomore
sure
year probably.
Yep. We were living on, I don't know, was
Abbotsford.
it Abbotsford?
Yeah. Abbotsford. The stories of Abbotsford. When I'm back in Buffalo in downtown, I just drive my bike down there because my house was so distinct. Had the huge pine tree in front
and
of it.
And didn't you have that attic that was a
Anne
big
Frank's
room?
attic.
Anne Frank's attic.
Yeah. Lauren lived in there. Sarah lived in there. We had parties in there all the time. It was very ghetto fabulous.
Yes. I literally met you because the boy on the street, James Webb, was shout out, was
love James Webb.
He was hit up Madi, she's super cool. And girls in college, I was I don't know what you're going to be like, da-da-da. And then you immediately texted
you transferred, right?
Well, no, I was studying abroad.
So your freshman year, you studied abroad?
I studied abroad the first semester of my sophomore year.
Okay.
And then I don't even know when I became friends with James, but he was text Madi Webb. She's your next door neighbor. Madi Webb. Madi Hall. He was text Madi Hall. She's your next door neighbor. She's so cool. And then you literally hit me up and were like, do you want to hang out?
Yeah.
And I think I had been working that summer in Buffalo, so I didn't have anyone. Mm-hmm. And you immediately brought me into your Buffalo sphere.
I'm so happy because everyone left that summer. And two, I never dormed, so I didn't get that closeness that everyone else got. Yeah. So when you joined the sorority, did you join it after abroad? Right.
So as a freshman, I remember my first semester, I was kind of out of place because I was a little homesick. And then the second semester, I pledged a sorority. And that's when everyone's oh, it's the best time to join because you're in a sorority, the parties. And then I immediately went abroad the next semester. So as all the close relationships I had, they were I kind of put a pause on them to go to England. And then I came back and that's when I met you, I think.
My mom's biggest regret, my biggest regret is not studying abroad in college.
But I feel you made up for it after the fact.
I mean, yeah, but now I'm making up for it.
Yeah.
But I feel I just never got that sense of closeness, and I would have been, the friendships I see, do you talk to anyone that you studied abroad with?
I follow them on Instagram.
Okay.
So I know what they're doing with their lives.
Okay. But how fun was that? Such an amazing opportunity. My parents, being so Buffalo that they are, they were don't ever leave. I think they just loved me so much. They just didn't want me to leave Buffalo.
And I don't blame you. I feel you made me fall in love with Buffalo. Literally. You brought me to my first Bills game. And I don't know if you remember this story. You had, I think it was your parents' van. It was a minivan.
But it was mine in college. It was always dying.
It was
on
yours.
me.
Yeah, it was always dying. And I was I had never been to a Bills game. And I didn't know what to expect. And you're it's so much fun. And I was but it's 30 minutes away. Thinking oh my God, this is a new territory.
Yeah.
And then your ex-boyfriend who you were friends with was with us. And I had asked him, I'm I asked the group. I was does anyone have Bills gear I can borrow?
Oh my God, was that Jim?
I think so.
Tall, skinny.
Blondish.
Yes.
He was so nice. And he was I have a white jersey, but don't, please take care of it.
Yes, it was totally him. I'm actually dead.
And we get there and then we go to that bar that's by the Ralph or whatever, when it was the Ralph.
Oh, wait. Did we go to, there's O'Neill's, Prohibition.
I think it was O'Neill's.
O'Neill's, okay.
And we got wings. And immediately, within 10 minutes of being there, I dumped the wing basket down the white jersey. And I was oh.
Was he there? We had to be with us.
I don't think he witnessed it. I just remember going to the bathroom, which was one of those shoddy, divey bathrooms and trying to wash it off.
Shout out O'Neill's.
Shout out O'Neill's. And the girls were honey, I don't know if that's coming out. It's wing sauce. And I was oh, this kid is
gonna... Were those some of your first buffalo wings?
Yeah.
Oh, that O'Neill's is this one flavor and it's called everything wings. So I thought it was everything seasonings with hot sauce. No, it's you toss wings in a bunch of different bowls. So at the end of the night, they take all the sauces that they mixed everything in, and then it's everything. It's the garlic parm, their barbecue, it's everything. They have 50 sauces, and it is freaking delicious. We did a wing tour with Eric Wood and Pat Spinoza, like a farmer podcast, and that was like everyone was like, "Holy shit, these are so good."
Oh my gosh!
But how was that
was
game?
great.
Did we win?
We won. I think we won because I might have been like a preseason game because I remember it was warm. We were in shorts and like tank tops, and then I remember there was like a funnel. And
Obviously.
I think that was when I was introduced to like funnels.
and I know that we packed that motherfucking minivan.
Oh,
with
yeah.
like
coolers.
Yes. Well, and I think the record I had, I don't know if that was a day that you've been with me. I know James Webb has been for that, but like we put 17 people in that minivan once and drove it to the Bills game. I mean, ridiculous. That's insane.
And I think on top of it all, you always were like the mama mads, and you always had coolers with like all the snackies and like subs, and you came prepared. And I was like, this girl changed my life.
Thank you. I really do believe that so many of our friends still live in Buffalo, New York. And if they are gone now, they lived there like 5 years after college, which is crazy to live in your college hometown, especially because a lot of them are coming from Long Island, New York City, like bigger areas. And I just like always made it a point because growing up in Buffalo was so incredible. Like, and no one, did you ever take you to Chestnut Ridge?
I don't know.
Okay, I love Chestnut Ridge. Do you know it? Like, have you in Orchard Park? There's an eternal flame.
Yes.
We used to smoke blunts, and there's a waterfall, and it has an eternal flame on it.
Okay, I do know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we would take the blunt and like light it, and they would make it this huge thing. Like, oh my god, it's an eternal flame. It is really cool. Natural gas lit that someone eventually just didn't light itself, lit, and then it stays it just stays 24 hours. But it's like this big. It's and like, everyone goes up to it thinking it's going to be like this
the big thing. And it's just not that impressive.
Yeah, and it's underneath the waterfall. Like, but it was so funny. We'd have a little umbrella and we'd like try to put the joint or blunt. No, we did not smoke joints in college. It was blunts only.
Or like out of an apple. I don't know. I feel like we got creative.
Yeah, like we've smoked out of cans before. But that's something like my parents and they're like, that's what they would do. Like, and I'm like, guys, go to the freaking store and go get a bowl. Like, why are you smoking out of cans?
Well, at that time, it might have been a little hush-hush.
No, it was. My parents didn't tell me that they smoked weed until I was 21.
They waited?
Yeah.
That's really sweet.
They waited, and I, like, totally was like, they have to. And I was camping in Allegany State Park. Did you ever go to Allegany?
I have, yeah.
Okay. Camping in Allegany State Park, and my brother and I built this huge fire. And my dad's like, why don't you get some real stuff we can burn? And my brother and I were like, we literally hacked down trees like in the forest and built this fire. Like, what are you talking about? I was like, no, some real stuff to burn. And my brother and I were like, did they want to
Daddy
smoke
Hall
weed with us? We smoked this like 2-gram blunt and got them so goddamn high.
Your parents?
Yes, the whole family, aunts, uncles, cousins. We all like shared this amazing experience. And then I went in the kitchen, and you know me, love throwing my dinner parties. And my dad goes to Mighty Taco. And his camping party trick is getting a ton of meat and cheese burritos and then just sticking them in the fridge or freezer. So in Allegany, you get back from sledding or hiking or whatever it is. You just throw it in the microwave. Because those camps had like mini kitchens in them. Or you put them on in tinfoil and put them in the fire or whatever. But we almost ate all the food. And they had to go to the grocery the next day.
You have one of those families where I'm like, what is it, 5 siblings?
Yeah,
5 kids. Yeah. So you have 4 siblings and like mom and dad still together. And I'm like, I adore them. And they're so sweet.
No, literally adorable. Oh yeah, get after it. It's cute.
I don't know where I put it.
It's allergy season in New York City.
Sorry.
But do you remember any of my dinner parties?
Yes, dinner parties. Okay, let's talk about those. That I remember was the Birdhouse, or where were you?
I mean, I never lived on Bird. I was Abbotsford for like ever until I was engaged, and then I moved to Potomac.
Okay, so I remember obviously Abbotsford.
Because how long did you live in Buffalo after college?
I think I was there.
Because you were working for the Buffalo News during college, or?
I graduated and I worked at Tully's. I was a server on like Niagara Falls Boulevard.
Yes.
And then I think I was there like another 2 years. Okay, yeah. So I graduated 2014, and then in 2017 I moved back to Cuse to get my master's. So
I
like
remember
3
that.
years.
I was so sad when you
I know.
left.
It was
so sad.
Bittersweet because I loved Buffalo. But yeah. So when you were at Abbotsford, I think I was like kind of closer to Allen.
Mm-hmm.
When you were at Potomac. But both great houses. Your houses have always been great.
The Potomac house was ridiculous, and those dinner parties were like Bennett and I were pretty bougie.
Yeah.
Like,
You
we
got
were doing
lobsters?
I know, and Alaskan king crab like night
Yes.
steaks. Because that was like the era of like Carl and Bennett hanging out and like
craziness,
mayhem, and just making the most insane dinner parties left and right.
I feel like that was one of those times where we would often like do keg deposits.
Yeah.
And we would have kegs.
Yes, yeah. I mean, James and Jenny's freaking, Jack and Jill baby shower? Wild.
Okay, I think I remember that car I got in with you, and it was clam baked or whatever the expression is.
Yes,
and I was like, I don't know how
I call it clam baked, but some people call it a smoke box or smoke schmock or something.
I've heard smoke box.
Smoke box. I'm like, what? It's clam baked. Makes no sense.
It's probably Gen Z.
Yeah.
It's us millennials.
Yeah, exhausting.
But yeah, no, you guys would go all out, and you were always so generous, and it was always the best food. And I mean, I think that's what.
Did you ever go to my New Year's parties?
I remember
Topless bartender.
Oh, I'd missed that one.
Oh yeah.
I remember you had like a really fun Halloween party once.
Oh yeah.
Probably more than once.
Whoa, Halloween party. Me and my wine tits.
Oh yes, that was
yeah.
Catalina wine mixer.
Yes.
Maddie's wine tits.
Yep, I was a Buffalo Jill as a wine dispenser. So if you don't know, now you know. Let me give you my favorite Halloween costume ever. I ran it back like 6 years in a row and probably accumulated over like $950 in gift cards, cash rewards of winning millions. Like, because we'd go on Chippewa for the bar crawl.
Yes.
And then there'd be all the competitions. And so I was wine tits, but I was different. I was Wendy, and Bennett was, Ronald McDonald.
Oh, yes, yeah,
And he kept drinking out of my milk jugs. Well, my milk jugs, I would go to the...
Wine jugs.
Yes, wine jugs. I would go to the Dollar Tree because they have those bras that are like size X.
Yeah.
And I would put red wine in and white wine in, and then cut holes through the nipples, through the t-shirt, and so then just a little like nozzle was hanging out. My back, when I woke up in the morning every single year, and I did this like 3 days in a row, or probably like even 6, because let's be honest, we were degenerates and going out freaking every single night. And I was just slaying, and it was so funny doing the Chippewa because these cops were looking at this little petite girl. And they just kind of looked like they were my boobs. No one was expecting them. And best part was, did not have to pay for a drink. All I would do was ask the bartender for a cup or get a water cup. And then I'm just pouring wine the whole entire time. And I won so many competitions with that. And me and you have a picture of you drinking. Do you know what party we were at?
I think it was yours, right?
Probably. I loved
I feel like
parties.
that house with the stairs, which I think was Potomac. But no, killer parties. And that was the time where Chippewa was just wild. And I think we were supposed to have like X's on our hands.
Yeah.
And
no, we would those freaking makeup wipes that are like bleach for your face.
Yeah, we would rub them off.
Or whatever it's called.
Yes.
Yes. That's what we would bring. And then we'd rub them up. Because remember, we would have the bus for $3 pick us up from Buff State, because the frat maybe was in charge of that.
Something that shouldn't have been going on, I think, with the partnership, yes, would bring us downtown.
Bring us down $3 to take a bus from Buff State to freaking Bottoms Up on Thursdays.
Bottoms Up.
Oh, fishbowls.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think they were $22. They were disgusting.
You have great memory.
UV was UV blue.
UV
Dump
blue.
in there. Mm-hmm.
That is my childhood trauma. And by childhood, I mean I was
I remember throwing up just like all blue for like 2 days. Like that's literally how they say like Monster dyes your intestines. Well, like UV definitely does the same.
UV. Oh my gosh. I mean that whole strip, like if people would like poo on like going out in Buffalo, obviously because of like the winters.
Yeah.
But
winters, we were dressed like little sluts. Literally mini skirt, cheetah tops. I don't know if I ever really got into cheetah tops, but I know your sorority
it was the
girls
era.
did.
Oh yeah.
And heels. And we would be like this. And then did you ever go out with me? My cousin Richie was bouncing at City Tavern.
Yes.
He would let us in at like 16. And then in college, 18, all of us. And we would just be at City Tavern. Like, City Tavern is when we got more mature. That was like our senior year.
Yeah, we grew up a little.
Yeah.
And then there was that one place, I'll never forget, one of my friends had a fake ID. And it was Pennsylvania. And they were like, what's the capital of Pennsylvania? And we all looked at each other because we didn't know. And it was... I think she said Philly, and it's Harrisburg. In case you need to know that, we were like, oh, so we did not get let in.
I don't know. I think I might have got it on the floor at Bullies and got an ID, and this girl looked like a butch rugby player that was like maybe Native American, and did not look like me at all. And I think she was like 5'9", maybe 5'10". I literally drew, because would you remember I had a mole? My mole is just gone. It's this little freckle right
Did
now.
it fall off?
No, like literally, everyone's like, did you get it removed? I'm like, no.
I
It's
forgot.
right there, but it's literally, I miss her sometimes, and sometimes I'll take a little bit of eyeliner.
And just like bring her back?
I'm like, bring her back. Bring her back. That was my staple.
So would you cover it? I forgot about that.
So on my ID, I drew a mole.
Oh.
And then one guy at Bullies was like, this is not you. I go, I lost a little bit of weight, but where can I find an ID with a mole identical to where mine is in my face? He goes, you're right. And then
you're like, Uno reverse.
Do you remember at JP's though, they had the binder of all the ideas? But you remember like when Phil bounced there?
Yes.
Joe too.
I think somebody gave me one of those.
Like a binder?
No, like one of the IDs in there.
I'm
which
sure.
like, don't follow my advice, kids. Or do.
I know.
Bullies.
And now you have a child and it's like, oh my God.
Weird. And that was the place of like the 50-cent wings. That was Wing Wednesday was like.
Yes, pitchers of beer.
Pitchers of
for
beer.
For like maybe $7.
It was highway robbery for them. Like we were just balling out on pitchers.
And then in the back room.
Yes.
The back room is like, it was so funny because I remember being so jealous of everyone going out for 50-cent wings and pitchers of beer, and like no one ever invited me that. But that was like such a sorority and fraternity thing. It really was.
I have to roll my eyes at that because it's like, it is cliquey.
Yeah. Oh my God. So, well, all you guys wanted me to join that sorority. Then there was Eat or Thigh Taco Thigh, whatever that one, you know. I always said if I was to come up with a sorority, it would be Thigh Taco Thigh.
I like that.
Because like people are like, oh, and then they're like, wait, what did you just say? And I'm like, well, a bunch of you guys are kind of lesbians. Was anyone in the sorority like turn lesbian? I mean, we've all made out with each other kind of vibes, but I played rugby. I dabbled a little bit. Sorry.
I don't know if anyone graduated that, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Right?
Yeah. It was we were a very affectionate group of people. All of us were very affectionate.
But isn't it, because you're someone, you and me have a very like personality, and I just love it so much. Like I just introduced you to Lainey. You guys are on the couch this morning, like yipping, yapping, like in bed with us. Like you don't need to ask for permission to like be 100% yourself and make yourself comfortable. And that's me. Like as soon as I get that genuine vibe from someone, I'm like, oh, I'm making myself at home. I'm opening up the fridge. Yeah. I'm like maybe going to take a carrot.
Because I would want you to feel like in my home, I would want you to feel like that. And I really owe like a lot of that. Like like the sorority was so great for me because a lot of people say like, oh, you pay for your friends. But going into college, I had like no spine. I was like I was very naive, and I like thank you to my friendships and the girls that I got to know. Like I came out of my shell. I'm grateful for like, I think it was the Buffalo like vibe and like the atmosphere.
And too, I think because we didn't have like, there was never crazy huge parties because the houses could only at max fit like 100 people there.
And they were 100 years old.
100, and the cops came all the time.
Oh yeah, they always got busted.
All the time. I just went to visit my little sister Dayton. I saw Colette at Dayton. I don't know if you saw, but I surprised her. She had no clue I was coming.
That's so cute.
Cried like a baby. It was a whole thing. I drove home, and for 3 days we stayed at Dayton, Ohio. Literally, the cops they have permanent wooden beer pong tables outside of their frat sorority houses, whatever. Just permanent beer pong tables, and we're just freaking slamming beers, funneling, and like. Nothing. No, I'm like at Buff State. I got the cops called on me so many times, and I'd have like 15 people over. I'm like, I was gonna say, but the cops always hit on us. Did they hit on you?
Yeah, I got stopped by Border Patrol once, and my car searched. And when I came back through, the guy was like, "That only happened because you're young and cute." And I was like, I was traumatized. So yes,
dude, Border Patrol guys always hit on me all the time. I'm like.
Can you blame them?
Like, and they're usually hot, but I could never like. I don't like military men. Like, I just had too many friends that have had like terrible relationships, or like, and two, they're just gone all the time.
Yeah,
which sometimes is like a dream of mine. Like my two relationships, to
have your own personal space.
Were so long distance, both of them. But I said I'm done with that. My next relationship, like, I want to be pinky locked with you. I want to be making out with you. I want to be like
PDA.
Yes, like because I just never really was that. I mean, maybe Bennett and I were, but like,
I feel like you've always been like you've carried yourself stoically. Like you've always been a classy babe.
Thank you. That's like. I'm about to get unclassy because I'm like, everyone in New York's just like, oh, have some one night stands. I'm like, well, I've never had one before. And they're like, just be more spontaneous. But I'm like, I need to be attracted to my man.
Oh, well, yeah. And you're cute. So
thank you.
Lap it up. I feel like I just had like this thought. Like, I feel like did you do St. Pat? Like, obviously St. Patrick's Day in
I
Buffalo
threw
was
ragers at my house. For
yeah.
St. Patty's
That
Day.
was the only time my brain just went there.
You had to have. There was like 75 people at the one house on Abbotsford.
Yes.
And then we like all walked all the way down to the parade.
Yeah, which is what, 2 miles? But they were always, the cops are always less strict there.
Yes. Well, St. Patty's Day, free for all.
Yeah.
You're allowed to do whatever you want.
I remember I hitchhiked once and I was like, any other day of the year, I wouldn't. But it was like Buffalo City of Neighbors. Like, it was me and a few other girls like in a pickup truck.
Who was the person that got you?
I have no idea. To this day, it was down Elmwood and we were like, oh, we don't want to walk another mile. And we were like doing this thinking never in a million years would somebody pick us up. And this guy pulled over. And because there was more than one of us, we were like,
you're like,
okay,
you're fine. Well, you can like, kill him if you need to.
Yeah, and like drunk sorority girls, I was like, this guy's not pulling one over on us. Yeah. We will fight to the death.
For sure. Do you remember our drunk workouts home?
Yes.
We literally, Lauren and I would be wasted. And it would be like the least bit cold outside. And we're like, do you want to get a drunk workout in? And we would run home like a half a mile. Yeah. I'm trying to think of the one night because we went far. Like we might have been like on around Allen. I feel like for some reason we were like on Linwood. But I'm like, why would we be on Linwood?
Were we at remember my roommate Haley? She worked at that really good restaurant. We might have been that far down.
Wait, where did she work at?
Saigon.
Yes.
Saigon.
Oh my God, the Saigon era. Saigon, I think, is still there, right on Elmwood.
Great food.
Yeah,
great food. Yeah.
Pad
we would
Thai.
run home. I remember one night we got back and I just couldn't find my wallet. And then the next day I went to my porch and it was face up on the door jamb. And I was like, Maddie.
That was a ladies' night.
Ladies' night. Yeah. I was like,
that was in the beginning. Like, I think when we really started that summer.
Like, we were wild and reckless. Yeah.
Well, ladies' night calls. Ladies' night now, I think it's like $3.50 or like $4 for ladies' night, which is crazy.
There's
like,
a cover?
Okay, there's always been a cover. We just never paid.
Oh.
I don't think girls though ever paid. I think that maybe it would have been $5.
I just remember there was
we never paid because Neil Radu was the bouncer. So
I was gonna say there was another boy that was on the rugby team who he had the hots for me, and he'd be like, first of all, I know you're not 21, and I was just like, please let us in, and he would always let us in.
Yeah,
and we never paid a cover. You're right.
No, but like Kohl's, it was $1.50 drinks on Tuesdays.
Insane.
All of us. I had a class at 8 a.m. with my cousin Richie, but thank God some girl on the rugby team took it, or maybe no, she went to my high school, and I found out that she took the class before, and I was like, hey girl, do you have any of this information? The professor never changed any of his tests, any of his exams. Me and Richie, but he's very big on attendance, which sucked.
Okay, so he would check it.
We would go, me and cousin Richie would just be like so hungover, and I'd be like, yo, I have all the answers, but like you pay attention if we have to like talk in class, like in exchange for you can have all my answers. And but we would just like, I'm reading all my journals because like I don't know if you know, but I've been journaling since I was like 14.
Yeah, forever.
I lost one. My basement flooded once. I cried for like 2 weeks. I was emotionally okay.
I'd be so
I'm not
sad.
okay. I'm like poor like celebrities and other people that got their house burned down in the LA fires. Like I'm over here with like my coin collection I had to toss out, my old love letters from like high school boyfriends. Like I was so bad. But my one journal that was like so much of my high school was like in that journal.
Yeah.
Yes. But I'm just rereading it. I'm like, oh my God, like just how many nights we went out all the time. But Lauren and I, we do $1.50 drinks at Kohl's. This is the first summer that me and her started hanging out. And this bitch falls asleep. Did you fall asleep on the porch or like in your like? I feel like you fell asleep on the porch the one night.
All I know is I am a notorious sleeper, Irish goodbye or sleeper. It's like I don't know what it is. Yeah,
are you
but
Irish?
I have Irish in me.
Okay,
but you have always gotten me home.
Yes.
You're one of those friends that is always. Taking care of me.
Yeah,
always been.
I always between you and then my sister Lauren. The
Laurens don't know how to handle themselves.
No, wild. But like she fell asleep with her keys were in the door. Her wallet was on the on the front porch. Like, and she's like, and you just send me a picture in the morning, and you're like,
this was my life.
Yes.
What happened? And I remember one night. We got kicked out, and they were like, "You guys gotta go." We might have been dancing or like getting up on tables, but
we would get on top of the bar.
And
like,
now
and
you're
dance.
paid for it, so in their face.
Yes, I know. I literally just posted a picture of Kohl's the other day because they were doing all the watch parties for the Sabres. Did you get to watch any of the Sabres games?
I watched a few. Yeah,
okay.
I know a lot of people who love them, so I've.
Is your husband now a Bills fan, or what is he?
So he kind of was an Eagles fan, and his family's Eagles fans, but he has morphed into Bills.
Okay.
Tanner loves the Bills.
Ah, I love that. Bills pay the bills.
Bills
That's
pay
why
the
like
bills.
you're like, oh,
Bills
I don't
pay
know
the
if I
bills.
should be wearing that. I'm like, no, engagement on point. That's what we need. Well, so when you were in Buffalo, you worked for the Buffalo News. What'd you do there?
I worked for the Buffalo News. I had like weird jobs that I didn't love because I wanted to be like in marketing, and I was in advertising at the Buffalo News as an ad assistant, and to this day the sales rep I reported for was the worst human I've ever known.
Really?
She just was like, she would yell at you, she mistreated you, and in like 2 years I think they said she went through 16 assistants, and I made it over a year there, so I was one of the longest standing. So, and that was when I was like,
did she play it nice when you interviewed?
Oh yeah, she like, I had no idea.
Oh my God, when we get off of this, you're gonna have to tell me the name.
Yes,
because
I'll
like
tell you.
I
You
know
can
a few
look her
people
up.
that work there.
I wonder if she's still there, but she was
know.
such a good sales rep that they would never get rid of her. So I hope she hears this.
I'm literally dead. I need to know.
And I wanted to be in real like marketing, so that's when I think I decided to move back home to get my master's in PR.
Damn.
Yeah.
I was like, and so what are you doing now? I know that you also work for a nonprofit.
I work for a nonprofit.
But then we also love our side quests. And I found out that you like be designing websites and representing some clients and like helping them grow socials.
Yes. So I do like marketing consulting, and it's just, it's all like people building the best versions of themselves. And I love that so much. I'm going to shout her out, Becky out of London, the Alive Collective. She's writing a book, and she's just creative genius, and so just helping her bring her dream to life is like, it makes my heart happy, and I really love doing that. And then the nonprofit I work for is like helps kids, and so
foster kids.
Yeah,
you were telling us all that today. Like I didn't know that foster families, like if you don't have 2 rooms, you can't bring in 2 kids, so all these kids are getting separated. I'm like, I don't know. Do you cry when you go home?
I'm like, we sometimes share really amazing stories, and it's like you're a brand storyteller, and it's like you get the good and the bad, and it's just sometimes you hear really hard stuff.
I know. I'm like, when I work with Punt, like the nonprofit, and like they'll be posting like, Teddy didn't make it this summer, and I'm like, my God, I don't know how you just, and like you have to deal with those families, and there's a grief center, and I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, because I cry every day on TikTok when I see like Jimmy Dart. He'll be like, oh man, like, do you have 50 cents for this? I got to feed my baby formula and I don't have money. And he's at the grocery store, and he'll go up to people that literally look homeless or like a family that's not looking well. And they'll be like, yeah, you can add it to our cart. And then he was like, why would you do that for me? And they're like, oh, like humanity's not dead. And like, then he ends up surprising them with $1,000. Then he gets some front row tickets to the Super Bowl, and then does a GoFundMe, and then raises them $500,000. And I literally tears.
It's funny you say you're emotional, because I feel like, or that you cry, because I feel like I saw you cry like once in college, and it took me by such surprise.
What did I cry about? Breakup.
I
was always breaking hearts.
But I was like, Maddie, I don't know if sad Maddie. And I remember being so sad, because I was like, oh, this is hurting my heart.
You don't know what it was?
I just remember we were like on the backside of campus, and we were walking back to campus, and yeah, it might have been a boy. It might have been. But boys didn't make you cry. Maybe it wasn't that. And I was like,
I love that. Boys don't really make me cry.
No, it was something I think silly.
I've broken up with every single one of my boyfriends.
And oh my gosh, my mom's calling me.
We love Mom.
Oh wait, but that does remind me. So Maddie doesn't know that I did this, and if we have to cut it, it's fine. But I know we're rehashing Buffalo, but because I love what you do for marketing and how you tell people stories, I wrote a bunch of questions for you so I could like interview you.
Yes, let's go. That's so fun. I've never had that. Let's do it.
And I'm like, I want to talk about Maddie. Like,
okay.
This is your stomping grounds, and it's just funny because I was like, I don't want to put her too much on the spot, and I'm somebody who can't keep secrets, and I wanted to tell you so bad.
We had one margarita before this, and she's like,
I was like, Maddie, guess what? I'm going to do something.
We had a fun night. We went out and watched the Knicks game, and the Knicks won.
Knicks.
And we were at American Whiskey, and I was on top of the bar with a mini skirt, totally showing ass, and the one bar bouncer was like, honey, and I was like, I can't.
Booty out.
We're going to act like we're at a beach club right now.
Oh, American Whiskey. I really, really love that place. Shout it out. And then, I was saying next time we come, we're going to bring our girlfriend, Jen Webb, and probably be wilding out.
Oh,
so
my God. I needed
NYC,
Jenny. Yeah.
NYC, be ready for us. Okay, so some are like professional questions.
Okay.
And then some are like silly, and I made a rule. You're only allowed to plead the fifth on one.
Oh, my God. I love it. This is like call her daddy status.
Yes. Okay.
Oof.
This one's like sentimental. Okay, so outside of family and the Bills, and I like want to say food, but I'm not going to. What is your favorite thing about Buffalo?
Ooh, community.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Easy.
I feel like I know you're in NYC, but I feel like, well, anywhere you go, you're
I
gonna
just
have
told
community.
you, like, there's 17 Bills backers bars here that
crazy.
I just know about.
Yeah.
Like, and now there's been so many more bars that are hanging Bills flags because Bills play the Bills. One bar told me, Reds, love them. They're a Bills backers bar in Brooklyn.
Oh,
and
yes.
they turned their bar into a Bills bar because one of the, I think she was like a bartender there, like took over and bought into it and turned it into a Bills bar. Their sales went up 36% in a matter of months due to them just becoming a Bills bar. That's insane.
Loyal.
Bills pay the bills.
People are loyal.
Yeah.
Bills fans are loyal. We got the Mafia. Okay, hold on. I'm just gonna.
She's crying.
Okay. What would you tell young content creators just starting out?
Ooh, okay. I think it's the easy thing. I think story posting and having people getting to know you is absolutely the biggest thing. I post Instagram stories all the time. And now there's trial reels, which are like amazing because you can really gauge. Have you done trial reels?
I haven't.
Trial reels are really awesome because you can do the same video 3 times, do 3 different hooks. One of them goes viral and you're like, that's what people want. Then you post it onto your main page. But it 100% shows new audience.
Oh,
your
I love
stuff.
that. Yeah.
So
okay.
if you don't know what kind of niche you want to get into, then that is your best experience is doing these trial reels. You don't want to post more than 6 times a day. Otherwise, Instagram kind of thinks like you're a bot and like mass producing.
Like
too
hides
fast.
you probably in the
Yeah,
algorithm.
hides you. But it's showing it to 100% new audience. So if you do feel a little shy and you're like, I don't know if my people are going to like this. Like some of the stuff I'm doing with that comedian who's like a little porn risque. Star, a little risque. We're putting a few of those on trial reels because I'm like, we just got to like see how it's going to go.
We got to test the waters.
You and two, like, I think this is absolutely huge. If you are someone going and you're in your local little neighborhood, anything like that, and you're getting that coffee in the morning, tag that coffee shop. You're getting a bagel in the morning, tag that. Those little independent brands that maybe you use in your house that have like less than 10,000 followers, like they're gonna repost you. They're gonna thank you. But then it starts building that relationship, and then they're like, hey, can we send you a PR box? You might have only 500 followers, but they're like, this guy's been posting us like 3 different times. Hey, can we add ad spend on this and we'll give you a portion of it? Like it just keeps on going. But it sucks because it's a lot of just really putting yourself out there. But I think some of the NFL clients I work with, that's their biggest downfall is they have this audience and their posts do really well, but no one knows who they are. So when I start to tell them and train them to like go on Instagram and like go on LinkedIn and start posting more about that, the engagement goes up so much more. And then their fans can talk about less things football, more personal.
Yeah. And I feel like you've curated this brand storytelling where you're just so like there's a lot of people who are disingenuous on social media and you're just authentic. Like you will no filter Maddie. You will share what's going on in your life. And I mean, at the end of the day, that stuff's relatable. And so people want to like,
I mean, do you ever see the video when I like first moved to New York and I'm like crying in the video?
Oh, I don't know.
People were so mean to me when I moved here. A lot of my Buffalo fans really, I'm
upset that you left.
Yes. And I was like, still have a business in Buffalo, still doing things. Like then when I did the rebrand, oh God, that was another threshold that I go. I mean, I lost 1,000 followers overnight. And I was like,
that's tough for a person who's a brand.
Yes. And people might think, oh my God, you had, 50,000 followers, 1,000 people is nothing. But like, it is to me. It's like a whole, if you have an auditorium of 50,000 people, that's a whole section of people that are leaving you. But it took a lot of growth. And then 2 months later, it was like boom, 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 boom. But I was trickling out people that weren't my true fans. Those people were just like.
Yeah. Bandwagoners.
Fair.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for sharing that, Mads.
Yes, baby.
What did you want to be when you grew up?
A model.
A model?
I always wanted to be a model.
Oh, I love that.
I wanted to be a model for the longest time. I'd say like in 8th grade and 9th grade. I asked my mom to sign me up, which was totally a scam now that we're thinking about it. It was
Barbizon?
Like, what did you say? Barbizon?
Barbizon? Oh,
No.
that was like, they would get like girls to do like teach modeling and like etiquette. And
so that's,
it was like a scam.
Yes, that's what I did. With I don't know who the lady was, but I don't think the company was called that. But it was an etiquette class. And
Pyramid
I'm like,
scheme, yeah.
Oh my! Was there like so it was a franchise?
I mean, all I know is it was way too expensive, and I begged my parents to do it because I did one. But they taught me like where the salad fork went.
Yes.
So
oh my God, we were part of a pyramid scheme.
Oh my God! Now anybody who's like they're in marketing, they're pyramid scheme.
Literally, like it taught me nothing. But I did sign up for like a pageant through them, and I did win best catwalk.
Obviously.
I literally put me on a catwalk. I did get that DM to do the New York City swim week one, but I think I totally like kind of dropped the ball on that. But
you should.
It was going to be one of those things that probably wasn't going to be paid and it was going to be an opportunity. And I'm I've gone to be a pretty big stickler with not doing free stuff. I did free marketing. Oh, talk about investing and talk about like how to grow your socials. I did like free marketing for 3 years. The reason why I started a clothing brand, I think I was telling you this last night, is solely because I felt so bad charging restaurants for money. They also didn't have money and nobody was teaching me anything about social media marketing in Buffalo. The only person I would call was Chef Darian's wife, Jessica Bryan, who has literally helped him build his empire. She is just a genius. And I would just be like, are these rates good? Because me and him, we were the ones that were just like really doing the curve in Buffalo and getting booked and busy, but everyone just kept giving us free stuff. And I'm like, I can't run a business like this. So then the clothing line took off, sold out in 3 days, became a huge part of my brand for 5 years. In those 3 days that I sold out, I made a lot of money and I took 50% of the profits and funneled it all back to the restaurants. I was buying food full price at restaurants. We were dropping it off to UPS workers, teachers, firemen, police officers, anyone essential. And then it became...
Because that was COVID.
Yes.
Yeah.
Became a huge part of my brand. And then I was on the Today Show.
So cool.
And gave 650 meals to Damar Hamlin when he was in the hospital. But that's how I was making money. And then after year 3, I was like, I gotta start charging. And with restaurants, like if you are a brand and you're like a glassware company and you want to work with me, I have a minimum and I'm pretty stickler on like not cutting that. With restaurants, they get a 50 to 30% discount.
Yeah.
Yeah. With restaurants, they just I get it.
And as a content creator, I feel like when you're just starting out, it's hard for younger people to assert I have to make a wage in order to live. So it's
but it is crazy because in New York, it's amazing that so many restaurants, when they reach out to you, they pretty much know you're going to charge them.
Yeah.
I'm talking anywhere from $300 to $800. They're going to pay you with my following. But the way that I do it with them is I was like, okay, hey, I'll take $500. I'm going to come in with 6 people. A lot of them are my clients or maybe my newer friends in New York, who I'm like, hey, come experience this together. Let's have a fun time. And it's all free. It's an easy way to get people to say yes to stuff. And I get wined and dined, and then I usually ask for a gift card to come back.
Yeah,
after.
That's smart.
Yes, because I just know that they're not, it's still, it's so much work. Are you making reels for that girl?
Yeah, Reels, TikToks.
Is she sending you videos and saying hey, can you make this into 2 clips?
Yeah, and she's also really savvy, so she does she'll post her own stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's her background? What did why is she an influencer?
Well, she does leadership consulting.
Okay.
But she created her own program where it's basically achieving your dreams. And that's just the briefest way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's helping other people to literally lay out a plan to get to what they want to see for themselves. And so she's just inspiring.
But
But
also life coach vibes.
Life coach. Yeah.
So is it a lot of one-on-one time that she's doing with people?
She does, or she does she'll go to a C-suite and coach people.
Okay.
But she's built this program essentially outside of her consulting that she's
I love that. So corporate companies are
yeah.
stuff, boss.
Yeah.
I would love when I spoke at UB, and I've spoke there 4 times. I spoke at their social media class, their business entrepreneur class, and one of their business fraternities.
First of all, sorry to interrupt, but last night we got told, what is Buff State?
Yeah.
I'm not, because there's University of Buffalo
Yeah.
and Buff State's it's little baby in the rougher part of Buffalo, and we were like, listen, Buff State was where it was at.
Where it was at, go Bengals. We're like, he's like, what's the mascot? We're like, Bengals.
We were
he's
like Bengals.
Everyone knows UB. They don't know like Buff State. But now I think it's like University at Buffalo. Like they changed
the
it.
name. I was like,
and now UB and they sound the same. I'm like, I don't know which one I went to.
Yeah, my resume is probably off, but
oh my
you
God.
got to speak in classes.
Yes,
that's so
loved
fun.
it, and to be able to say that I was like a lead speaker and that they named me top speaker at two of the what do you call it? Like the branches? I don't know. The classes. They did both of them at the end of the year. Did like who's your favorite guest speaker, and I won at both of them, and they had amazing guest speakers, and I had them. I brought my hot sauces, which is FDA approved, and I brought like my logos and my branding, and I had like them write in like things I could enhance, logos, like all that kind of stuff, because I just want the community to be part of this launch. And it's been a year and a half of me promoting, mixing, sampling, collaborating, doing content around it. But this is what I did with my clothing line, all because when I had my clothing line, I did not have enough money to pull the plug. And I went to South Africa, even though I shouldn't have gone to South Africa, because I just was like, you know what? I like basically went through a divorce and I had to completely rebuild.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, okay, am I going to go get a 1-bedroom apartment? That's different than splitting it with someone, you know, like, and those things
It's different. Yeah.
It's so different.
And that's what I love about your brand is you're so self-taught and you preach you preach what you teach. Like you're self-taught. You freaking like learned your shit and figured it out. Is this explicit? I don't know. But
no, I swear
you fucking grinded and nobody can say otherwise.
No, I know. Well, do I ever tell you the one guy who sent me an insane message and my dad put it on LinkedIn and it went like viral? This guy, out of the blue, 6 a.m. on a Friday morning, just sends me a message this big. And it was just like, you fucking like, you know, you just got it made so easy. Like, yeah, cool. Like, be a hot girl. Like, you just had to suck your way to the top. And I'm like, yo, I'm like Virgin Mother Mary. They called me Buffalo Food Prude at 500 Pro. They're like, why do you not like sleep with anyone? Like, do you like what's the vibe? And I was just like, dude, I just like, that's just not it. And like, we would have some like good looking people come, but like, you're a regular at our bar. That's like not someone I want to date with, you know? And
what is it? You don't sleep where you lay, or you don't sleep where you work, or
sleep where you eat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so it was just so funny in that moment that guy was saying, suck your way to the top. I sent it to my mom and I was just like, and to me, that's just like that. I'm like, oh my God, I just know that that's a lie. You know what I mean? It's like, maybe if I did, I'd be like, but like I didn't. And I sent it to my mom and I was just like, yo, this is what I wake up to at 6 o'clock in the morning on a Friday. She sends it to my dad. My dad, without telling me, puts it on LinkedIn and is like, who is this guy? I need my LinkedIn connections to find him. Everyone was like, research Lainey, found his mom on Facebook, wrote her a message on Facebook, found the wife, wrote her a letter on LinkedIn. I think Jenny Brown's, maybe she did too or something. I think she did something. And I was just dead.
Good, blow up a spot.
He used to work at Pepsi. They were like, no, we fired her. My dad was like on a hunt for this man. We still never found him. Papa Hall. And it like popped off on there. And I was like, oh my God. And right now I'm having some problems with a client. And my dad's like, give me the okay. I'll fucking embarrass him right now. And I was like, Dad, I had my dad call him. And then today I got a invoice. Good. I was like, yeah.
Love a protective dad.
Not nearly as much as I'm owed, but I was like, my dad. Because I hate that kind of shit. I shouldn't have to deal with that. You should just pay me on time. I do not owe anyone ever money.
No, good. No, good business practice. Mm-hmm. That's funny because one of my questions was like, what was your most outrageous DM? And that was probably like up there.
Or like, can you make pasta, dump it in the bathtub, take your shoes off, and like send me feet pics?
And you were like, yeah, send me 10K.
Yeah. And like, what would I do for that? Okay, first of all, like, how long is it gonna make the pasta? Like, I mean, sometimes if I was like already make, but then I gotta waste the pasta, and then it's like in the bathtub, clean it up, and I was like, I'd do it for $1,000. Like, fucking $1,000 on a Tuesday, I'd do that all day.
Bathtub pasta.
There you go. That's gonna be
this episode titled Bathtub Pasta.
You heard it first.
Okay, this is the one who I was like, I don't know, because I don't know if I've asked you this, but and you can plead the fifth. But have you ever hooked up with a celebrity?
Yes. Well, would I say celebrity?
Any level of
a level, yeah. Oh my God, it's so funny. I never ever tell this story, but yeah, he was a Sabres player years ago when the Sabres were really good, like 2000 and 11 or 12. And he was like the star of the team. And I had no clue. No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know anyone's name, so I know his.
No, he was hot, and it was at a ladies' night, Cole's, and I had no clue at all. And he was friends with one of the hockey boys from Buff State, and called the next day and was like, "Who is this chick?" Like, I had a night, and I had absolutely no clue who he was. And I was like wondering why people like were going up. Like, it was like ladies' night. Everyone had their phones out. Everyone's just, college. We're all like with our fucking whatever, razor phones, whatever we had.
Oh my God, razor phones.
Yeah. And so that was funny. Yeah, I've never said that, but yeah.
I was gonna say, I don't know if I know.
That would say more like a Buffalo celebrity.
Buffalo
what I mean? And then I've had multiple DMs from Bills players before. Like, yes. Yeah. And it's funny because like, a lot of times it's like they get drafted and they slide into the DMs and they're like, hey, like, what's your favorite burger place? And they're like, do you want to go together? And I'm just like, no. I take like so much of my business so professionally.
Yeah.
And also I was with a football player. It's like sometimes the brain cells, you know what I mean? I'm just like, no.
What is it, CTE?
No, that and like the arthritis they get when they're young. And I was like, I cannot date another football player.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Who's your celebrity crush?
Oh,
and if you have more than one, totally fine.
Yeah. I'd say I love the way, like, look wise, Travis Kelce.
Oh, I've heard you talk about
wouldn't
him.
want to eat him alive. And it's so funny because two guys that I've like crushed on, made out with the one, been with the one, and they just like look so much like him. And they get
would
told.
You say Riley Green?
Yeah. Oh my God.
So
wait, did I tell you that?
I feel like, or I heard you say it.
Are you going to a concert?
I'm going to Riley Green.
Yeah, and I was like, my sister.
With my husband. He's like, I was like, I'm going to throw my bra on stage.
That is my sister's, like, she's like, that is my hall pass. She's like, I will. So my niece goes around singing like Riley Green and Ella
Langley.
That song.
Yes.
I think, or The Drunk. Oh, I Think You Love Me. Like,
yes.
I Think You Love. And it's the cutest thing ever. And that's how I discovered him. She's like, you've never seen what Riley Green looks like? She's like, oh, Madeline. And I like
cute.
pull it up and I'm like, oh my God. And like
that's
Chris
your
Hemsworth.
Celebrity.
Like, but he's almost like too like manly. And then there's like Ryan Gosling, so hot. Yeah, like that vibe.
Can I tell you who mine is? You're going to laugh. You might not even know who it is. Well, first, Megan Fox.
Oh, yeah.
Megan Fox.
Oh, I love Scarlett Johansson. Oh, natural gem.
Beauty. Do you know who Andy Samberg is?
It sounds familiar.
He's in The Lonely Island. He does SNL, and he's got like a big old schnoz.
Is he like Jewish looking?
He's a Jewish man, and I'm always like, his nose and face is so
My
sittable.
mom always says, guys that are going to be packing heat have big nose. Adam's apple, and then obviously hands. But I've been fooled by the hands before.
Don't let the hands
Some
fool
guy
you.
once like literally was like, yeah, I'm size 14 feet. And like, look at these hands. I'm a basketball player. And he was like, and I'm like, ooh. And I was like at a rugby tournament. And I was like, this guy's hot. And I was like, and he keeps telling me he's got huge hands and huge feet. I'm like, let's go.
Let down. Oh.
Let down. I literally am like making out with him, like put the hands down the pants. And I was like, nope. And I was like, we're too drunk. I gotta go home. And I'm like, oh my God, this poor guy. Like, it probably happens all the time. Like, and that was like a moment that I like became single. And I was like trying to be a little bit like wilder and be like, let's do little spontaneous vibes. And then I'm like, nope. I'm just not
sex positivity
interested
kids.
In that shit. I'm not even interested in 6 inches. I'm just not interested. So I'm gonna say it. I said this one's gonna be a little unhinged, you know?
Let me rephrase that. I said sex positivity, kids. Sex positivity, ladies and gentlemen.
I thought your mom was a sex ed teacher today because
she just teaches kids adult ed.
Yeah,
and Maddie was like, dead. Sex. I was like, no.
Yeah, dead.
But I can understand where that came from. Okay, I think I have. Okay, who's your dream podcast guest?
Ooh, Chelsea Handler.
Oh, you guys would have a funny conversation.
Literally so funny. Have you ever read any of her books?
I've read like clips of them, but I haven't read just cover
like,
to cover.
The stuff that her and Kevin Hart, I don't know if they're like doing a show together or something, but like they've been popping up in my feed.
I've seen them
together. Yeah, like them two are so funny, but I love that. And I'm like, sometimes I'm like, am I going to be Chelsea Handler? I'm fine with being Chelsea Handler as long as I'm rich as fuck.
Yeah. And she's one of those people though, who's like blunt. Like I'd be afraid to interview her because she like calls your shit.
Oh yeah. She'd be like, that would be a terrible. She's like, that's a terrible question. Like,
yeah. Or she'd be like, that's slutty. And you'd be like, well,
hey, but she like, I don't know. I think that she would be my dream guest. I would love anyone from, I'd love, oh my God, Will Ferrell. Like,
I would die.
And he messes with people on podcasts. Like, I watched a video the other day and this woman's like, and she asked the question that I love asking. A lot of like, I always ask the NFL players. I also love to give their wives a little shout outs because sometimes I feel like they're in the back burner or like,
oh, that's sweet.
So many women are always trying to get with their husbands. So I try to like give them the spotlight.
Like, hey, they're married.
Yeah. And I always ask like, where'd you meet your wife? Like, and how do you keep I interviewed Michael Hyde and I was like, how do you keep that relationship alive and like all that kind of stuff. But this podcaster asked Will Ferrell, like, where'd you meet your wife? He's like, I'm not here to talk about my wife. And like dead serious. She's like, okay. And he like doesn't. And then he was like, I'm just fucking with you. And I was like,
you just have to know how to like quit back. That's like the whole play.
I know. But luckily, like, it's so funny because one of my friends listened to my podcast the other day when I was interviewing a founder. He's like, Madeline, love the podcast, but like you kind of talk a lot. And like sometimes I feel
that's
like
the point.
I feel like he was gonna go for like another question. And I was like, ooh, I was like, I know, but you can't, the views are doing great. And I think people listen. They like my voice.
I think they like that little bit of rasp you have.
Exactly. I get all the time that like, oh my God, you're like, you should be a podcaster. I'm like, I am. You know what's so crazy though is that
and from California.
Yeah. Everyone is like, why are you not in California? Why are you not in California? Like, I was just in San Diego. I just feel hotter, sexier. I mean, I know everyone does, but some people might feel that when they go hiking.
It's the vitamin C.
I could use some vitamin D,
yeah.
But the vitamin C was good. And I'm just like, being in a bikini, everyone looks better half naked.
Yeah. And you have the sunburn to prove it. I saw it on your back.
Literally. I let myself bake on that
Somebody
one.
last night when we were out was like, you just seem like a California girl. And I was like, she basically is.
And then today I got a text message of, how's New York, or did you move back to Buffalo? I go, did you think I gave up that fast? He goes, no, I'm just surprised you're not in LA. And I was just like, thanks. And then while I was on the plane going to LA, I was deleting all my old messages on my laptop, and it was from a message from like 2005 or whatever, when I texted my one friend to come to my going away party that I was like moving here. And the last message was, really? You're moving to New York? You seem so much more like an LA girl. And I'm like,
and that was from a long time ago.
Yes.
Like, that was one of my questions was, would you ever move back to Buffalo?
No, well, I mean, no, because I still, like I told you, I really want to go on an investment property with my brother.
Yeah, so you'll have a tie there always with family.
And I still, my business, like I did not know with the rebrand, with switching my personal Instagram to Buffalo Foodslut, like the swap, because then all of a sudden I had to start new. I had like 4,000 followers, and I'm like, okay, we got to start Buffalo Foodslut all over again. In those 7 to 8 months, we're already at 14,000. It's the fastest growing. It sometimes does better engagement than Madeline Hall. But Madeline Hall, though, it's like the brand opportunities and like being a New York City based creator, like you get paid a lot more. But Buffalo Foodslut's crushing it. Now Emerson, she wears blue nail polish, she wears rings. Like, so it's still my vibe. And it's my
looks
mom.
Like your face.
And it's my mom, and it's Colette, and it's my dad. My dad sent me, they went to Chef Darian's watch party, and my dad sent me a video of the crowd going crazy. Right away, I posted on Instagram, 70,000 views. Like, so much. Sometimes my dad, he be sending me stuff, and I'm like, hell yeah. Like, if he knows that he's at a concert or something, like, the Buffalo Foodslut is still existing, but now it's amazing because now it's more accessible for business because I don't charge as much anymore.
Yeah.
Those ones, sometimes I'll like, they'll be like, hey, we'll give you a $300 gift card. I call my mom and dad. I'm like, hey, do you want to go here tonight? I was like, can you just take some pictures? Like, yes,
That's
like
amazing.
Yeah. So I still want Buffalo Foodslut. And two, like we just did the whole entire rebrand of chefs where I was like telling you all the details of that. Like, there's still so many businesses. And the only thing that I am annoyed about is that businesses took me so much more seriously when I moved to New York. And now I'm getting paid more and getting booked more than ever, which is a little annoying.
In Buffalo.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm just like, I didn't move to New York to
travel
to
Buffalo.
Travel to Buffalo. Time. But whatever, I get to see the whole entire family, but I hardly get to see them. But I bring them to
because
the
you're
dinners,
working.
And I'm just working the whole entire time. But my mom said it on the phone. She's like, at least we get to like see what you're doing and be a part of like what you're building. And I'm like,
we love mamas.
I know, they're the best. They took my grandma the other day out to Coyote Ugly because they gave me like a $200 gift card. And my grandma was like, oh my God, because I didn't know it was on the gift card.
Coyote Ugly?
Like, no, it's Coyote Cafe.
I was like, oh, I like their, you know, the movie with the girls on the bar?
Yeah.
I was like,
you ever been to one of those bars? Because
there's
there's like one in Austin. There's everywhere.
Maybe in Nashville.
Okay.
Maybe. I mean, you're a Coyote Ugly or here. You were on the bar last night.
I was.
You heard it here.
And cowboy boots on.
And a miniskirt and cowboy boots.
The week before that, I had fuck me boots on, leather skirt, crop top. This week, I had even a shorter short. And I kept being like, guys, should I just wear jeans? They're like, no. And I was like, but I'm going to be on top of the bar. And You know, I'd wore orange underwear, and I was like, go Knicks at this point.
Yeah. And that was, we have to give him a shout out, Cammy.
Yes.
Cammy.
Cammy, yeah.
We loved his photography. Great photos.
Did he do washboard abs on all of us? We all look so good. I was like, what is this?
Oh my gosh. No, yeah. If you're a friend of Maddie from Buffalo, come to the city and live it up with her because I had so much fun.
I know. I'm so mad that you're here for one night. I'm like, oh my God, I have this event tonight. I have this tonight. But you know what? You and Jenny Brown are going to come down.
And we're going to, yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe she
haven't
hasn't.
The Last of Us.
I can't believe she hasn't come visit me. Yeah, I'm like, she was in New York for Nicole's or someone's shower, and then that was it.
Yeah. But you got to, did you skydive with her? You did skydive with her.
I did, yes. Dude,
how
makes you want to almost like throw up. Have you?
I haven't skydove.
Are you going to do it when you go back to Buffalo?
Maybe. I'm scared. I skydove. What is the expression?
Skydive?
Over San Diego. And that was just like, how do you compare that? Like,
you know what's so funny is that I said it was never, my first time skydiving was never going to be in Buffalo because I was like, I live here. Like, I'm going to go do somewhere else. But then I was packing my car up, about to put Winnie in the car in Buffalo. Winnie. And then Jenny Brown calls me and she's like, hey, do you want to go skydiving? And I was like, yeah. I'm like, I'll just leave tomorrow. And I just put Winnie back in the house. I was like, I'm going. My mom's like,
I thought you were leaving.
What? Yeah, I was like, yeah, I thought I was leaving, but now I'm going skydiving. And it was so fun, but it kind of makes you want to throw up. And dude, I do understand how people like break their legs because the landing part was the scariest thing. They're like, pretend like you're running. You're running at like 90
and
miles
per
hour.
And you're on somebody.
Yes.
Or like in front of them.
And then I don't have fucking lower abs. He's like, lift your legs all the way up as the wind's coming like 100 miles. I was like, dude. And then it was scaring me because the lady who was checking us in had a broken leg. And she's like, oh, skydiving. And she was like an instructor. And
you were like, no thanks.
This is where I die.
The guy that I skydove on, he had done over 20,000 jumps. And he said the girl that went before me, he was like, if you do it, or I think she was like an adult entertainer. And she was like, if I go naked, can I do it for free? So the girl before me, I was like, this is how I'm following up. Skydive naked.
Yo, that like the chafing and like the
I can't imagine what the skin was looking. Even if she was fit, like the skin flaps.
Oh my,
the
skin flaps. The skin. Oh my goodness.
You know how your face is like? Imagine like the arm.
Well, I'm just thinking
when
you get a spray tan, they give you the hose after to air dry.
Yeah.
You like you
see the things moving.
You see the things moving, and I'm like, what?
I would do it again though.
Yeah,
I would also
obviously.
do like a bungee jump. I think, but it still like so scares me.
I went bungee jump in New Zealand. It was crazy. Also got engaged there. Not engaged no more.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. Okay, my final question for you. I love you. Thank you for pulling through with these.
I love it.
I was gonna ask like your crutch, but this is a better one. I feel like your fans, your followers should know. What's your biggest regret? And if you don't have one, what's your advice?
Well, it has nothing to do with my social media space, but I think I said earlier, like not traveling abroad or maybe not dorming.
Not dorming.
Like my little sister just wrote, Colette Hall, we love you. She just wrote a LinkedIn post and it did so well for someone who's not like on there all the time. And she said, if you ever get the opportunity to say yes to go away to college, like do it. And I remember she got almost a full ride at Canisius College, right down the street from upstate. And then she got an offer for Dayton, Ohio, and it was only like maybe like $18,000 or something. And like the college is expensive.
I was gonna say that's like a nice school too.
Yeah. And I literally like wringed her at the neck and I was like, get out of here. A person who loves Buffalo
even if you come back just
so like much, you need to go experience that dorm life, that community life, like, and two, like, you don't have mom and dad anymore by you.
Yeah.
You don't have distractions. Like, my biggest thing is, like, at upstate, I had friends that went to Buffalo, to UB, to Canisius, to Dayton, to Hilbert. So if it was exam week going on at upstate, I'd go party at Canisius. Oh, it's granddad's birthday. Like, you got to come home for this. Like, and I'm like, dude, I have an exam tomorrow. You can come by for 15 minutes. You think my family's going to let you go to a party for 15 minutes? No, you're locked in. And it was like those kind of things, like, you have to take a chance on yourself. I think that studying abroad, like, you know, those financials and going away, like Colette, friggin', she got an amazing job. I think it's at Gardner. It's a pharmaceutical marketing company in Chicago. And every single one of her roommates is in a house with her in Chicago and all got bomb-ass jobs. Some of them are from Buffalo. But
oh, I love that.
Yeah, and she's literally going to be making, like, the money that I do, like, in, like, 2.5 years, I guarantee.
That's amazing.
It's like she gets a commission from some of these, if she brings on like any new clients in the marketing or gets them to resign, anywhere from like 1% to 3%. And some of these contracts are like $100 million.
Like so much, yeah.
pharmaceutical marketing.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Professional drug dealer. My dad is. That's what we call him sometimes.
That's what my husband's dad is. He's like, we're like, drug dealer.
Yep. Colette almost went to medical sales. My dad wanted me to do pharmaceuticals, but I'm like, I
feel like you could sell the shit out of like a broken shoe.
Like literally anything. That's why like it's so annoying because I think in Buffalo, I was awarded the #1 influencer in 2023 by Buffalo Spree. Shout out. And that was really amazing for my career because I didn't know I was nominated. I didn't know anyone nominated me. I thought it was a scam when they messaged me. Because I was like, do you just like want me to go to this event and do free marketing? Like, I gotta be honest, like it's just like, I was like, I never heard of any of this. Like the Best of Buffalo. Like,
I've heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah, like, but so Best of Buffalo might be something different. But then Buffalo Spree does like the
best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I won, best influencer. And I was like, that was a moment where a lot of brands and being able to put that on my resume and like awarding at UB
it gave
for best
you like,
speaker. Yeah. Like people were like, shit.
She's legit.
She's legit. And my whole family got to come to that and it was a really cool event. But, top dog there and like getting a lot of the brand deals, but like it's hard. It's a lot of blue collar businesses.
Yeah.
And
that's Buffalo.
They don't look at influencers a lot of times as marketers. They look at the more old school marketing. They're still doing billboards, they're doing commercials, or they're going with like a huge marketing team and spending like so much money. And it's a lot of old school marketing stuff.
Like print and
Yes. Like, you
like
were in Buffalo
buys.
News stuff.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like working with me, but I am like, when I told you, like, Chef Scott is getting the white glove treatment, like, and then when I'm in New York, you're competing against, do you know how many other influencers there are with 50,000 followers? Insane. But I told you last night that sometimes I'm in these rooms where I'm like at the Knicks game and you're with so many people and that whole entire place probably only had like maybe 10 influencers, but they weren't, but I don't even know. Like, it's not like they invited them, but I'm sure there's someone with 10,000, 50,000, but I'm competing against people with millions
of followers.
Millions of followers that are getting the biggest brand deals, the biggest opportunities. And I'm just like so hard because I might only have 50 and the girl next to me might only have 500, but is she going to give you that same exact, like, you know what I mean? Like, I want to grow with your business. I don't want to do one-offs. Like, one-offs are the worst.
You want to do stuff
thing.
that you like care about, believe in.
It's just like I watch influencers and they're like, I love drinking out of this water glass. I drink it every single day. 2 weeks later, they're like, I drink out of this copper mug. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's just, I think that's the biggest failure for influencers and why people fall off is all of a sudden their Instagram just becomes 100% generated.
They lose credibility.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Is it so crazy to see like, college Madeline and then like adult Madeline?
I said this to Maddie yesterday. I was just like, I'm just so proud of her.
I know. I was like, thank you. Because sometimes you like don't hear that. And like I told you, like all of our friends from Buff State just left me in the dust, which is crazy. But not Jenny Brown and James Webb or Jackson. We love Jackson. Yeah.
We love Buff. I'm so glad that you invited me. That I won. I like, what did I do? You were putting out like a thing and you were
30,000 on YouTube, which we're about to hit 40 in like a few days. And I was like, I want to bring a special guest on. And I said, just like tag or comment or something.
I think you were asking like ideas and I was like, I want to come on. I want to talk about Buffalo. I want to talk about like your roots. Cause you talk about your roots obviously, but I was like, let's bring in another person's perspective.
Yeah.
And I was like, me, I'll come.
Yeah. And this is going to be funny because again, it's like a little different. Like a little different. Like
and I get to question you.
We talked about SCX. I've never done that.
I know. People were asking me, they're like, can you send me the link? And some people in my professional network. And I was like, yeah. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to send people the link because I'm like, I just know it's going to get a little raunchy.
A little raunchy. But it was like perfect. It was like 10% raunchy.
Yeah. 10% raunchy.
Wait, but real quick, in Buffalo, what were your favorite restaurants to go out to eat?
Oh my gosh. What was the one big brewery that was just like a great atmosphere? Big Ditch. I loved Big Ditch.
Still, that Hayburner is like the #1 selling hazy IPA in like not just Western New York. It's like something that's like more than that. Like they crush it, and their French onion soup is so good, and they're just like they're booked and busy, always packed there.
Did the restaurant? Where did you work?
Cabaret.
Did they close?
They closed 2 weeks before COVID because the owners retired.
Oh,
around for like 21 years.
I loved Cabaret.
Cabaret was amazing. But it was so sad I didn't get to say goodbye to any of my regulars because they were all month we were hosting events. Like going away parties and all this stuff. And like I was going to have a month to say goodbye to all my regulars, and I didn't get to say goodbye to anyone. There was so many people that probably RIP because there were some old people there.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I mean, Saigon and then like Bullies. I miss Bullies. Bullies is now like Jackrabbit.
Yeah, but it's pretty cool there. And the food's fantastic. They do. Josh and the team does an amazing job. They have amazing, like almost like a deep dish crock pot, like pizza crock pot. Yeah. Like, I don't know, like a skillet pizza, and a bomb chicken finger sub. But they have a great live music selection. They have live music there so many times.
So it's a good spot.
Every room is like different. Upstairs is like a library room. Back room is like a speakeasy vibe. And then downstairs is like neon lights, darts, like the booths that they always had.
This is a shout out for like the homies. If you've been to Mr. Good Bar.
Yes.
Obviously you've been to Mr. Good Bar.
The chicken wings, honey Creole.
The chicken wings. So one of the last times I was in Buffalo, I walked in with Jen Webb, and I just think I was like drinking at the wedding, so I wasn't really paying attention. It was dark. It was night. I was on Elmwood, and I walked in, and then I think we went out. I don't know if it was for like a drunk cig or just like get some fresh air, and I didn't know because I wasn't paying attention that they had taken down all of those like old hippie houses with like they sold like merch and like tapestries, and I looked up and I started crying because I was like, oh my god. And Jen was like, yeah, they are gentrifying the area essentially, and it was like this big building, and I was like, where did
oh my god, that's so crazy go? I'm forgetting that they had the guitar place,
yes,
and then was that
tattoo,
tattoo, and then maybe like a tapestry, and it was 3 random ass houses on this like big property. It's like now that I'm flashing back to it, I'm like, wow. So yeah, it's crazy that they built an insane, and those condos are like going for like $1 million.
I was gonna say they're expensive, right?
Yes, and no one still knows. Rumor has it that we think it's a Dash's that's going down on the first floor of it. Yeah, because it kind of looks like Dash's colors. But that would be sick though. Yeah. But like, I just go spend all my money at the co-op. It's terrible.
It wouldn't be a Buffalo podcast shout out without the 24. Do you remember 24, the store that was open 24 hours, 7 days a week?
We never closed.
We never.
Yeah, we never closed. But for a long time, the C was out and the Bills were doing terrible, and it said we never lose for like a long time.
Oh, that's funny.
And that was like pretty funny. And I was like, well, but dude, dollar slices. I wonder how much they are now.
Oh my god, dollar slices. Yeah. Oh man, those people saw me in my finest moments.
Do you know I used to scare the pizza guy all the time? Did I ever tell you these stories?
Maybe.
So you know how the guy with the long hair, he was like the manager.
Was there.
Yeah,
he was
I
there.
don't know if he's part owner or what he was, but he would be in the window and he'd be making the pies all the time. And we just like always, I would go in there. You know me, I'm fucking friends with everyone. Like I would literally like be going next door and be like, hey, do you need a coffee? Or in at Facilities, I would bring him over leftovers, which at Good Bar, I was not 21. And at Facilities, we would have mess up orders. And I just like didn't need to bring home like 3 subs.
So you're
so I would go to Mr. Good Bar and I'd be like, hey, I work at Facilities. I'm not 21, but here you can bring these things. I never asked for a thing. I never anything like that. Then on my 21st birthday, oh no, it wasn't 20. It was like 2 weeks before my 21st birthday. I had my sister's passport. Remember how hard it was getting in Good Bar?
Yes.
Yeah,
impossible. Yeah.
Impossible. And I had my sister's passport, and I was giving the bouncer dude when he was like, this isn't you, da-da-da, and he threw my passport in the middle of the street, and a car almost ran it over, and I freaked out on him. And then 2 weeks later, it was my 21st birthday, and I had like 17 people with me. And
you're like, this is me.
They wouldn't let me in. It was my punishment. Yeah, me and that bouncer are friends now.
I was gonna say, what?
Yeah,
a twat.
You know how they are. Like, bouncers are.
They were
like,
so strict.
He's so strict.
I'm
so confused though because I had a dream one night that I got into to Good Bar and there was a checkered floor.
That's upstairs, right?
Yeah, but I had a dream of that, and then when I went there on my 21st birthday, and I saw, so I think I got blacked out one night
and went there,
and somehow got in and just don't remember because like that's crazy. Like, and 2, Instagram wasn't like popping off where I was seeing Mr. Good Bar post a bunch of videos of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the pizza guy, I would scare him because 24-hour pizza guy would be making pizza. The ADHD is fucking real, and I would crawl so they couldn't see me. And I would jump up. Oh my God. I kid you not, probably scared him 50 times. One time he knocked over a whole jar of tomato sauce. It went everywhere. And then I felt really, really bad.
And you're like, I'm sorry, I won't do this anymore.
No, but I kept doing it, obviously. But it was just so funny. And it just never got old. Because sometimes I wouldn't go past it or wouldn't see him for 2 months at a time or like be traveling. And then I'd come home.
Pop in, be like, hi.
Yeah, Bennett and I lived right on Potomac. We lived right next door to that, right?
Yeah.
So it was, or was it on Bird?
It was Bird, because I lived on Bird 2 houses down.
I
Yeah.
know, what a moment. You lived there, and then Marvin and them all lived next door.
Yes, yeah, and then the other girls lived in that house, and it was just
wait. Oh wait, Kelly Cal, Stacy, all that.
We love them.
I know, and everyone's like popping out fucking children out. No, it's crazy though. Do you ever hear what happened to Catherine?
I don't know.
You know Catherine?
Yeah. We joke when I see her, pictures of her, we think we've been told we look like.
Yeah,
so
I
I'm
can
like
see that.
doppelganger.
And your personalities. You're like really kind and sweet. I went to Scotland so randomly with like her and her family. It was incredible. Yeah, that was like, that trip made me realize that I needed to like break up with Benoit. Like I was just so happy solo. But Catherine, craziness. She friggin' she had crazy stomach issues, started vomiting. She like wasn't going to the bathroom for like a week. And the doctors kept telling her like, you just need laxatives. Like you're just backed up. And she was at the hospital at this point. Like, and they were like, your laxatives, like you're fine. And she passes out completely in the bathroom.
Oh my gosh.
Her ovaries detached and started needing blood circulation and attached to her intestinal wall and closed it off completely. Yeah, and she had to get like one of her ovaries removed, but she's fine now. She has a baby, whatever. Yeah, but that was like
I'm sure she'll love you blowing up her spot.
I know, but no, they ended up writing some kind of. It was like an anomaly. It was like 1% of the world. There's less than that,
and
or
this
something.
Happened in Scotland?
No. This was like in Buffalo.
Oh,
but that
okay.
was just craziness. I was like,
God.
yeah, I was like, that's crazy. Anytime like ovaries are being weird, I'm like,
you're like, oh my gosh, is it gonna detach from the wall?
Yes,
hypochondriac motion.
I love it. Well, we have to pop off.
We gotta pop off. I'm training home soon.
I know, my girl.
I know.
Hey, what time is it?
3:50.
Okay, we're thriving. But as always, what a pleasure.
I love
this because this was of course I always try to keep 30, 45 minutes, but like I just have these times where I'm just like, dude, like I haven't seen you. And it's just one of those friendships where like we said.
I called her and I was like, I'm going to book a train.
Yeah. And I was like, done.
I live,
easy.
8 hours away? I was like, I'm going to come.
No, literally 8 hours away. She flew to Boston and then trained here.
Yeah. Shout out to my hubs. I was like, you're taking the kid. We worked it out.
Yeah, no, but her kid is like literally looks like, what did I say? From the Grinch.
Cindy Lou Who. I got a cute kid.
Literally.
She cute.
She cute.
She
but
looks like her dad.
We're going to go explore and go see what's up. We're in Times Square.
Yeah.
You know, whoa. Everyone's like, oh my God, your podcast studio's in Times Square. Like the New Yorkers are like, oh, because like it's so
like
touristy
Times
here.
Square adjacent.
Yeah, like it's because we walked on this side.
Oh, is it?
We walk on this side.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Different story.
I'm a tourist.
Yeah. But I love it. It's kind of a flagship. I'm like, podcast studios in Times Square. It's like the biggest Kelly Clarkson, or is it Kelly Clarkson? Is that her name?
Oh, her show, yeah.
Right down there today. Rockefeller Center, SNL, and like all films around here. So New York's crazy. There's so many celebrities. I don't know who's who because like I really don't watch anything. I just like
I just know I walked by Paul Giamatti once, and he's the the guy from like Big Fat Liar who got turned blue.
Ooh, okay.
He's like a well-known actor, and I was gonna say something to him, but I think he saw I recognized him and then started talking to him. This was a while ago. Started talking to himself, and I was like, the fake crazy scheme of just like.
That's really funny.
He was like,
I swear when we were on the subway, there was some guy that I've like definitely seen and stuff. He had sunglasses on and like, but that's the best. Did you see that like Sweeney, what's her name? Sydney Sweeney, like her and Braun like went undercover in Times Square. Like she just put sunglasses on and her hood up and they're like in Times Square. But like also there's just so many crazy international tourists that like don't watch American TV shows or know like American actresses.
Like people see celebrities here though, and a New Yorker has the respect to like let them live their life. Like 100%. I feel like people are just like they're just here.
Adam Sandler be like walking around all the time. He's actually been in here a bunch of times. And Machine Gun Kelly lives in like the West Village. Sarah Jessica Parker, like so many of them are like. Yeah.
Fancy celebs.
But oh my
She's joining the ranks.
Yeah, join. Thank you. Fastest growing podcast. Let's go. But thank you as always for coming.
You.
This was so much fun.
So much
and
fun.
Guys, get ready for the content of me, Jenny, and fucking Lauren. Because it's going to be epic.
Yeah, don't show your parents.
Yeah, don't show your parents. Well, and go Bills, baby.
Go Bills.
From small town roots to the big city hustle. Remember, your past doesn't define you. Your passion does. If something hits home today, share it. Tag me, even write in. Be a part of this community. This isn't just my mic, it's ours. Check the episode description below for all the links Until next time, keep building your empire your way.